First off, it's Charles J. That just in case you ain't heard of me, they told me it was too late. But I promise that I'll be the first to speak. Most of these rappers, they fake. But you can't have your way, this ain't Burkhead. Everybody said it won't be till they see smoke, then they realize they'd rather have turkey meat.
What it do? It's 903 Boxing. I'm your host, Charles J. Say, man, we're gonna talk about Francis Ngannou and where I rank him in the heavyweight division. Because at this point, he's gonna be fighting in the heavyweight division. I don't see him going back to UFC. Listen, I've done a few celebrations on the destruction of Fatback Fury. I've clowned them enough. Nah, I ain't gonna say I've clowned them enough, because I ain't through. I just ain't got much on them in this video. Yeah, I got a lot more Fatback Fury videos. But let me say this about him. I think he's the dirtiest fighter that has ever laced up a pair of gloves. I think he's a dope fiend. I don't think he believes in Jesus. I think he drink blood. I think he eat his steak. What's that shit called? Medium rare or some shit. I think he eat his steak that way. It's a lot of shit I think about him. But when it comes to boxing, bro, outside of being a cheater, I think he is a very good fighter. I think Fury is a very good fighter. When I look at his career before Wilder, he was a very good boxer. He was known, and he was like a freak of nature. He's 6'9", got all this reach, and he good at using it. But I never thought he was a Hall of Fame caliber fighter. I never considered him a great, but very good. A fair Fatback Fury is very good. He's very good. I take no way, but I just knew he was never a devastating puncher. That was his biggest downfall. He was never a devastating puncher, only in the Wilder fights. But anyway, so he's a very good fighter. But some things was exposed. Ngannou possessed certain things that it kind of exposed. For one, the strength of Ngannou surprised Fury. And he didn't bite on them feints. 70% of Fury's game is you biting on his feints. He gonna feint with the jab and then try to throw the jab and straight right. His jab and straight right is his best punch. That's his best shit. He's very good at it, but he got a herky-jerky style. And Francis Ngannou didn't fall for none of that. And that was very surprising. And he exposed a lot of different things. But I'm beginning to notice some things. Before I get to Francis Ngannou, I'm starting to notice that I said the Gypsy Nation turned on Fatback Fury. American fans have turned on him. Boxing fans in America don't fuck with him no more. And you know what I'm noticing? It's a new narrative. No, it's a narrative that, remember I said yesterday in my video, I said either people gonna say Fury was a cheat or Wilder ain't shit. No, the new thing is that, oh man, Wilder wasn't shit and Fury ain't shit. No, they were never that good. They only beat each other. I mean, they only fought each other. Fury ain't beat Usyk, he ain't beat Joshua. And the new narrative is Fury or Wilder really wasn't shit. Fury beat Wilder. Who the hell? Wilder ain't shit. That's all his claim to fame is beating Wilder. Wilder wasn't shit. But when y'all was saying he was the number one pound for pound fighter in the world, y'all said Wilder was the shit and Fury beat him. So the narrative has changed. Now, Wilder wasn't shit, and them 2 wins over Wilder wasn't shit. And he was an overrated fighter. It's amazing how y'all can come out and say that shit so loud. But for the last 2 or 3 years, bro, everybody has had Fury as the number one pound for pound fighter. Y'all wasn't that loud when they were saying that shit. But now that Ngannou done had the performance he had, now y'all have no... See, when the world can say Fatback Fury ain't shit, now y'all can come out. You motherfuckers done crawl. You motherfuckers like worms. You motherfuckers ain't nothing but some bait. You motherfuckers done crawl. Why y'all didn't say this 2-3 years ago when they said he was the best in the world? Y'all wasn't as loud. Your voices wasn't as loud. But now it's a good time to talk about Fatback. Now you motherfuckers are saying the shit that you've always wanted to say, but you never said. See, a lot of you motherfuckers just don't like Wilder fans, so y'all never wanted to admit to him being a cheat. Now y'all mentioning his cocaine habit. Y'all wasn't talking about this before. Now everybody saw the elbow that he threw, and everybody got a problem with that. But they don't talk about the cheating tactics and how he was trying to cut off Wilder's circulation by choking him out inside and doing a lot of rough tactics. Nobody talked about that. Selective outrage. And it's a group of people that think I'm noticing some shit. And this damn near made me question myself. It's some people though that they don't like Wilder because it's some Wilder haters, but it's some people that don't like Wilder because they think he dug Joshua. And listen, I thought Eddie Hearn blocked that fight, in my opinion. And I thought Joshua didn't want that smoke. That's always been my opinion. But it's a group of people that are saying, Wilder dug Joshua, and it was a bigger payday. He took a lesser payday to fight Fury, and Fury hadn't fought in over 2 years. And everybody knew Fury didn't have no power. So it wouldn't be nothing to, you know what I'm saying, beat him. He ain't fought in 2 years. A lot of people think he cherry-picked Fury. So I sat and pondered, I relit my blunt. You know, when I look back on that shit, in that first fight, Fury might have been on some juice or shit, the way he recovered so fast and how he bounced around the ring for 12 rounds. He might have been on some juice, but I don't think his gloves was loaded like it was in the second and the third fight. In the first fight, Fury looked like he normally look in every fight. And Wilder struggled. Wilder did struggle with a fighter that hadn't fought in over 2 years and had lost 200 pounds, was on a coke binge, and hadn't fought in over 2 years. Wilder struggled in that first fight. Struggled. I thought he knocked him out in the 12th round. I thought there was a knockout, but that fight was pretty even. So I started asking myself, how good is Wilder? But then common sense kind of hit me. Wilder just never was appreciated, bro. It's just plain and simple. I can't shit on the man. Bro, it's a lot of underrated wins that Wilder got. I'm not even going to talk about the Luis Ortiz fight. Both fights. Because to me, the second fight was even more dangerous. Because, bro, I'm going to tell you something. The first fight was very competitive. That second fight, I had Luis Ortiz winning damn near every round up into the knockout. And Wilder was hitting him and not hurting him. And out of nowhere, he hit him in the 7th round and stopped him with the straight right. And it was a point in that second fight where I was like, damn, Wilder ain't hurting Ortiz. Ortiz walking through that shit. So that was spectacular. I ain't gonna talk about the Ortiz fight. Let me tell you some underrated wins. For one, the Spicker fight. Spicker was very tricky. A good fighter. Very good fighter. The Molina fight was an underrated win. I even like that Mexican out of California. I like that dude. He a fighter. I can't remember his name. I don't think his name Ruiz. Molina was an underrated win. I'm gonna tell you another underrated win. Gerald Washington. Gerald Washington was a good fighter. Very good boxer. And he was hot at that time. That motherfucker was a good fighter. I feel like that was a very underrated win. Even though Joshua did knock out Dominic Brazil first, I think that win was underrated because it was personal and Dominic Brazil got up for that fight. And not only that, a lot of people don't realize when Wilder hurt Brazil in the first round and he charged at him and had him against the ropes, Brazil hurt Wilder. Hit him with an overhand right and Wilder started backing up and Brazil attacked him, and it was at the end of the first round. Wilder hurt Brazil. Brazil hurt Wilder very badly. And so, and I think that's one of his most devastating knockouts was that Brazil knockout and the Spilka knockout. But those were very good opponents. Stavern was a good opponent. So he got some good wins, bro. Wilder got some good ass wins on his resume, in my opinion. Yeah. Helenius was a hell of a fighter. Helenius could fight. People just wrote him out because he got knocked out so quickly. Helenius could fight. Them two wins over Kalnowski was a good fighter. I still would love to see Kalnowski versus Ruiz. That'll be an explosive fight. But I was like, nah, Wilder wasn't no hype job. And one thing I noticed about Wilder, because I watched his entire career, because he started fighting in... No. I didn't watch his entire career because I got out 2013. So from 2013, I followed Wilder's career. The very first year I got out, I heard about Wilder. And I heard about Fury. But I followed Wilder from 2013 all the way up until now. And I noticed something. From them Ortiz fights, I started noticing that Wilder was getting a lot better. I started noticing certain shit. I started noticing how much better he was at setting up the knockout punch. Wilder was getting better. But the first fight with Fury was competitive, but the second and the third, Wilder took so much damage. It's hard for me to say how good he is. And he's much older. Wilder like 37. It's hard, and he's saying he still want to fight, but it's hard for me to say how good he is now due to the damage he took, and like I said, it was wrongful damage that he took. And I don't know how good he is now, but before that fight, before those fights, I had Wilder and Joshua number 1 and number 2. So it's a lot of people that still think Joshua is better than Wilder, which that's your opinion. I have no problem with that. But so no, I don't think Wilder was a hype job. I think it's spectacular. I think Wilder could have fought in any era, and for somebody to start fighting at 21, Fury started fighting at 8 or 7 or some shit. So he should be much farther ahead. But now, he wasn't levels above Wilder. No, not when he was, he needed other shit to be Wilder. So that's a whole nother story. So, in my opinion, I think Usyk is more skilled than Fury. I think he got a shot at beating Fury. But if Fury really, really, really put his weight on him and walk him down aggressively, and instead of trying to box with him, I think if he boxed with Usyk could outbox him. But just because because that's another narrative I'm noticing. Now you motherfuckers done diverted from, because nobody ever disputed that Fury was an all-time great. He could have fought in any era. He would have been a great fight with Ali and all. Y'all never disputed that shit. Now you disputing it though, because everybody's shitting on Fury. So it becomes a go along to get along. When everybody will shit on you when it's cool to do it. But in my opinion, bro, it's several fighters that I think will stop Usyk. I'm going to say it again, bro. We've seen it, because now they're trying to uplift Usyk. And Usyk the man. No, he's not, bro. He beat Joshua. That's it. That's it. And Joshua could have stopped him if he had just not respected him. And instead of trying to be technically sound, if he had just walked him down, bro, aggressively and put your weight on him, you would have stopped him, bro, on the inside with the uppercut. Joshua, in both fights with Usyk, never even landed an uppercut. Never even tried to throw the uppercut on the inside. He tried to fight him mid-range. That's Usyk's specialty. Anyway, Zhang beats Usyk, bro, and Fury, in my opinion. I got Zhang, bro. Zhang arguably, like I said, I don't know how good Wilder is at this point. I don't know what he got left, but the Wilder, I know I got him as a top 3 heavyweight. I got Usyk, Zhang, and Wilder as the top 3 heavyweights. And I got Joshua 4. Joshua versus Zhang. Ugh. I think Zhang will stop Joshua. Nah, I'm looking at it, bro. The only fighter I think can beat Zhang is Wilder. You can call it biased. I don't think nobody. Nah, bro. Zhang punching. And I think he can hurt Wilder. Like I said, that's a 50-50 fight. Zhang beats Usyk, bro. And Fury, in my opinion. You know, so that's a fighter a lot of people ain't talking about. And even though I think Herkovich lost to Zhang, I think Herkovich can beat Usyk. Herkovich like 6'7", 6'8", or some shit, and he got power. So Usyk will have to come in on Herkovich, which is dangerous. I think Herkovich beats him. I don't know if Herkovich beats Fury. I don't know about that. Like I said, Fury is a good fighter, but it's a lot of fighters Fury beat. I just never thought he was the best, or I never thought he was special. I'm gonna tell you the elephant in the room. Everybody keep talking about Makabov, that big old country looking that white boy look like Bigfoot or some shit. Anyway, that motherfucker is dangerous, but he only got about 8 fights, and they already trying to tell him to fight Francis Ngannou and all these other top heavyweights, he ain't even proved nothing yet. He just knocking out a lot of dudes he supposed to knock out. So, that Martin Bakole dude dangerous to me. I like to see Martin Bakole versus Makabuff. That'll be a hell of a fight. Martin Bakole versus Makabuff. But I'm telling you, in my opinion, I think Zhang beats Fury and Usyk. I think he beats him, bro. I think Zhang arguably might be the best heavyweight in the world. Zhang might be the best heavyweight in the world. Okay, let me get to Francis Ngannou. First and foremost, I want to say congratulations to you. I thought you won that fight. And I mentioned that Fury is good when even a fair Fury is a very good fighter. Because I want to give you your credit for the win. You beat a very good fighter, bro. Fury looked like he normally looked. Outside of them Wilder fights, herky-jerky, throw the jab, come over with the straight right, throw the overhand right, try to land the left hook at times. That's how he fight. Herky-jerky, throw a lot of feints. That's how he fights. It just didn't work on Francis. So I got to give you a lot of credit. But Fury was definitely exposed. He's not that good. But he is good. He's just not that good. So I give you a lot of credit. And where do I rank you? I think at this point, bro, we just got to be honest. We can't fake it now. Don't get to saying Fury wasn't shit and this and that. No, Fury was a top 5 heavyweight, in my opinion. Fair Fury is a top 5 heavyweight, in my opinion. He top 5. He just ain't the best. That's why he need other shit. I think he's a top 5 heavyweight. Yeah, I think a fair Fatback Fury will beat Ruiz. I think it's fighters he'll beat. I think Joshua beats Fury. But it's fighters that I think Fury will beat Joseph Parker or some shit. There's some fighters he'll beat, but he's not the best. But Francis Ngannou beat him. He beat the guy who everybody said was the best heavyweight. So I have to keep the same energy and saying Ngannou is eligible to fight any top 5 heavyweight. He's eligible. A lot of people saying, well, he ain't proven that. No, bro, he just beat the WBC heavyweight champion. He beat him. And whether you think he won or not, bro, it's a damn shame. 90% of YouTube is saying Francis won. 90%. So he won. Whether morally or whatever. Nah, it's like everybody trying to write off Fury, but write off Wilder too. Nah, Wilder wasn't shit. That win wasn't shit. Nah, Fury a good fighter though, bro. He just a dirty fighter. But Francis Ngannou, I have to rank him in the top 5. Say some wild shit. I can't. Usyk got great fundamentals though. He just suspect. The thing about Usyk, I gotta be honest. He's very skilled. Very skilled. He may be the most skilled heavyweight. Yeah, matter of fact, I say that. Usyk is the most skilled. He's not big, bro. You're weak to the body, bro. If Francis hits you with a certain left hook to the body, bro, he can stop you. You can outbox him, but can you do that for 12 rounds? I have to throw in the context, the power of Francis Ngannou. And that's why it's easier to me, it's the easiest for an MMA fighter to make it in the heavyweight division than any other division, because one punch can change anything. And most heavyweights ain't very elusive like that. They can be hit. So, but trying that shit at welterweight or middleweight, man, them dudes will counter the shit out you and knock you out with a punch you don't see. But heavyweight division, they're much slower. You got a better chance. I don't think you beat Zhang. I think Wilder will clip you, but I think that's a good fight. I think Joshua beat Francis. I think Joshua just better. He got better fundamentals, and he big. Let's see. Wilder, Zhang, Usyk, Joshua, Francis. Yeah, top 5 heavyweights. Wilder, Zhang, Usyk, Joshua, Francis. That's my top 5. I think Francis better than Andy Ruiz. I think he better than Joyce. I think he better than what's the dude that knocked out Usyk to the body? Oh, Daniel Dubois. I think Francis Ngannou better than them. Francis Ngannou versus Herkovich would be a hell of a fight. Yeah. But yeah, Francis Ngannou, you deserve a lot of credit, bro. You are a top 5 heavyweight in my opinion. You're a top 5. And that's the way you should be ranked. You beat Fury, bro. And I think you should be the WBC champion. I think it should be Francis versus Usyk next. Let me tell you something. Usyk think he's slick, though. You see he's staying away from Wilder and Zayn. He's staying away from big-ass punchers. I'm noticing that. Let me tell you something. When you think of the style of Joshua and the style that he fought versus Usyk, it was tailor-made. So anyway, I want to say this, though, Francis Ngannou, because it's a brother coming in. Shout out to you, African martial arts. Shout out to you, pimping. And he's a great African brother. And, you know, I don't know. Maybe Maybe sometimes it seems like I'm gang banging on black Americans versus every other black. That's not the case. I just know that in America, don't nobody else really fuck with blacks. Don't. The Latinos don't. Africans don't. Nobody. None of the other blacks fuck with us. Listen, it's a couple out y'all group that fuck with, but I'm talking about as a whole, nobody comes over here to America and fucks with the American black. So I got a little chip on my shoulder. And nobody takes up for our athletes when they're done wrong. The same people that are vouching for Francis Ngannou and saying that Fury is a cheat all of a sudden and he did dirty tactics and now they bringing up cocaine, they never brought that up when Wilder said I was cheated. So, but let me say this though, you are, regardless, bro, you're a black man, no matter what country, no matter what culture you come from, bro. I love all black people. I stand for all black people. It's just different, bro. It's just different, bro. My ancestors come out of America and, you know, they went through a lot of shit. So it's a little deeper to my heart, the people in America, because I see what we going through and I'm around them. You know what I'm saying? That's my family and shit like that. So, yeah, just like a African from Nigeria, he'll care more about Nigeria than the Africans that's in America, because he's from Nigeria. So I'm from America and I care more about the struggle of black Americans. I just want to make that very clear, which leads me to say I'm noticing some. They was talking about how you had to dig up sand when you was 10, and everybody talking about the hard. And I hate when white folks get involved and they get talking about, look at what he went through and the struggle. He really come from nothing. He had nothing. He used to walk miles and miles just to do this and all that there. And they always trying to convince black people over here that everybody else struggle is bigger than us. That's just how I take it. Yeah, in my opinion, it's just white folks trying to convince us to work harder and that this little minimum wage they paying us at this factory job is good enough, because it's people in other countries that's doing a lot worse and they don't make but 5 cents a day. Let me tell you something, to Africans and to everybody else, to Latinos that come from other countries, and to everybody that come to America, because it's a label on black people, and I got to take up for that shit. We label lazy, we label gangsters and hoes. But it's a method to that shit. You got to understand what happens systematically to make a lot of black men lazy, to make a lot of black women whores and this and that, this and that. It's a lot of shit that came into play, bro. We get called dope fiends now these days, but we don't talk about who bring the drugs. We get called killers, but we don't talk about who give us the guns. We just get thrown in prison. I told you, bro, these white folks, they got this white heroin epidemic. They ain't locking them white folks up for having heroin on them. When brothers used to get caught with crack and get 90 years for a dime rock of crack. So just understand what was put into place, and you got a lot of boys being raised by women. So it's just a lot of shit, bro. Nobody ever tries to understand the black American struggle. They just try to act like you motherfucker. And another thing, y'all think because y'all come over here and get successful real quick that any black men should just be able to do it, bro. Now they got their foot on our neck a little bit different from how they got their foot on y'all neck. It's a big difference. It's a big difference. Black people from other places get more opportunities in America than American blacks, and that's a fact. Y'all can get a business loan way faster than we can. It's a lot of shit, bro. They give you money to go into school faster than they give it to us. It's a lot of shit, bro. But I'm not saying it like to cause division. I'm just saying that it seems like nobody understands the struggle. No matter how much we get shot by the very police that's supposed to protect us, it's a lot of shit, bro. You know, you call out women bitches and hoes, but a lot of them women, they was molested growing up and pimped out at an early. It's a lot of shit go on in these streets, bro. So, like I said, 1 out of 3 black men in America will go to prison or be in jail or put on probation. That is statistic facts. So that's a system. That's systematic. So stop blaming us for our destruction so much. And I talk a lot about monkey behavior we do, and I talk a lot about the gang banging and all this other shit, bro. But ain't none of that shit more detrimental than white supremacy. So I just feel like nobody understand our struggle. So sometimes I get a little selfish. But Francis Ngannou, I understand you used to dig sand when you was 10 and you had a hard life. Shout out to you, bro. I'm glad you made $10 million and it's well deserved. You better than everybody thought you was, bro. That shit wasn't no fluke. You better than... Now, Fury ain't that good. He was exposed, but you also a good fighter. You a good fighter. Can't wait to see you perform some more. I heard you in Wild and Talks. But, nah, bro, it's much love to you and all black folks around the world. I'm just personal when it come to the blacks in America, bro. We got a struggle that never gets hurt. And you know another thing I don't like about black folks over here? Because black folks... Listen, I'm just gonna say it like this. You got some black folks in over here that's ready to go to Israel right now and fight for them people. I told you it was rappers that was advocating the fight for Ukrainians. Black people in America, we see everybody's struggle except for our own. It was black people trying to go to the Ukraine and fight for them people war that ain't got shit to do with us. Black people in America didn't complain when Joe Biden passed a law giving them billions of dollars and now Ukrainians get Social Security for nothing. They ain't contributed shit to America and they get a free check. Meanwhile, when a black man get a check, he just lazy. So what are we talking? And black folks took up for that shit. Black folks didn't complain because Ukraine's getting a check. But Biden don't do shit for black people, but lock more of us up. So it's a lot of shit, but I'd rather live in one of them, it's a lot that we just don't understand. We be thinking poverty is worse than self-hate. Yeah, we be thinking poverty is worse than self-hate and self-destruction. I'd rather be poor any day as long as I'm around people that love me and we know how to work together just so we can eat every day. Rather than be around a bunch of shiny motherfuckers that's selfish. So anyway, this is 903 Box and I'm your host, Charles J. With that, I'm out.